This is a review of the iPad 2. On the right here, of course, is the iPad 2, and on the left is the original iPad. First, I'm just going to compare the thickness of the first generation to the second generation. If you can compare them a little bit here. The second generation is a lot thinner than the original, and it's also a good bit lighter than the original. So those are big improvements there. Some other differences from the original to the new one. Here is a look at the speakers that were on the first generation iPad, and now this is the second generation. The sound output is a lot better on the second generation than on the first. Another improvement, you can probably see this here, that is a 720p HD FaceTime camera, and there's also one on the back. The one on the back here emits a little bit better resolution, I believe. They're primarily used for FaceTime. You can also take pictures with them or video, but it's kind of awkward taking pictures and video with an iPad because it's so big and it just feels a little bit awkward. Same screen size, same screen resolution between the two models here. 9.7-inch diagonal, LED backlit, 1024 by 768 pixel resolution at 132 pixels per inch. And the second generation is powered by the same chip that the iPhone 4 is. That's the dual-core Apple A5 chip, which is a bit faster than the first generation iPad. As far as battery life goes, 10 hours of surfing the web on Wi-Fi, watching video, or listening to your music. It has the same dock connector, 30-pin. Apple hasn't changed that. Let's see, all the other stuff, accelerometer, gyroscope stuff that was in the original iPad is still in the second one. Alright, I put the iPad 2 on a dock so you can get a better look at it. As the same back as the first generation, it just says iPad, there's no 2 there. This is the 64 gigabyte model, Wi-Fi plus 3G. As you can see the 3G antenna here. Service for 3G comes on AT&T or Verizon, and apparently Sprint is also in the mix to eventually put their service on here. Just a little look at the display here. Even though it's not a Retina display as on the iPad 3 or the new iPad as Apple calls it, this is still a display not to laugh at. It's a very good resolution display, just very, very good to look at, even though it's not a Retina display. Still a very high quality resolution display. Another new feature on the iPad 2 is what Apple calls a smart cover. These are sold separately. It may not seem like a big deal to some people, but it's a pretty nifty feature. I'll show you how it works. Basically, whenever you pull it off or open it slightly, the iPad will light up coming out of standby. And whenever you close the smart cover, you hear the lock sound and it goes into sleep mode. And basically, these attach magnetically to the iPad. To the iPad 2, that is. It will not work with the first generation iPad, only with the iPad 2, and of course it'll work with the new iPad. And so it just slips on just magnetically like that. Another nice feature is it can be used as a kickstand. Say if you want to watch a movie or whatever, you just bend it a certain way here and it'll attach magnetically, and you can prop your iPad up and say, let's see here, just for example here, you can watch a trailer or a movie.
My mother warned me about getting into cars with strange men.
This isn't a car.
Dark Knight Rises. Looking forward to that, by the way. Anyways, so yeah, you can do that. That's a pretty nice feature of the smart cover. I use that quite a bit, actually. And so that's no difference. That pretty much sums up the differences between the iPad 2 and the original iPad. Like I said, same screen size, same resolution. I would say if you have an original iPad, I don't see the necessity of upgrading to this one. However, if you have an original iPad, you may want to upgrade to the third iPad if you really need to. And definitely, if you haven't got an iPad yet, the third generation is a very nice one. Or if you want to get one at a lower price, the iPad 2 came down in price because of the release of the third generation iPad. That is it for this video. I will be reviewing the MacBook Pro with Retina display in a couple weeks. I ordered it about a week ago and it takes a couple weeks to ship. But once I get it, I will do a full review of the new MacBook Pro with Retina display. So stay tuned for that.